I don't think that this question can ever be answered. Never. The question is very simple. What happened before the beginning? Now I'm going to get into this and why this question is something that you simply cannot answer. So, why do I say beginning and not something specific like the Big Bang? Well, I think this question applies to everybody, whether you're an atheist, whether you're religious, doesn't matter who you are. There's always the question of what happened before the beginning, right? If you're an atheist, then you would say, hey, okay, the Big Bang, what happened before the Big Bang? If you're religious, let's say you're Christian, you would say, what happened before God created the world in 7 days? What happened before? Even the Bible has a beginning. The Bible is not an infinite book. So, what happened before the beginning? Really think about that. If you're thinking Big Bang, it all started from a single point of origin. Now, to imply it is the beginning means that there is nothing before that. But there has to be something. Otherwise, what would be the catalyst for the universe being created? So therefore, this nothing has to be something. And there's a lot of theories on this, right? For example, with the Big Bang specifically, there's a theory that potentially what's happening is we're in a perpetual cycle where the universe is expanding and then contracting back to a single point and then expanding again. But at the end of the day, you still have to ask, no matter what loops you jump through, at the end of the day, there's something that started the cycle. And what was at the start? I think that is an unanswerable question. Because there are some concepts in life that you just can't imagine. I made a video on this previously, but this is something more deep. There's some things that you simply cannot imagine. For instance, 4D. What is 4D? A lot of scientists have used this example, right? Imagine this. Imagine you have 3 sticks, right? And you have to place them in a way where there's a right angle between each of them. They're all right angles to each other. You can do that pretty easily. But try that with 4 sticks. It's impossible. You can't do it. You can try it yourself. Grab a piece of paper, do it. You can't. It's never going to be all right angles to each other, meaning it's something that we cannot fathom, right? It's like we can't fathom, really, time. Can you see time? No, not really. You're going through it, but you can't see it. It's things that we can't fathom. Also, like infinity, right? You can't fathom that. You can't fathom what is in a black hole, because black hole is something where a bunch of particles is condensed into a single infinite point of origin. So, this is similar. How do we fathom what happened before the beginning if all the concepts that we have, our entire consciousness, was created in a world that's after this beginning? What was before it? Frankly, we will never know this. And I think that there was something, but we would have to have an entire different frame of mind. The universe would have to be molded in a different way for us to understand what that is. And maybe there's a whole thing here. Maybe just, I don't know. It's going to be completely different from what the universe is now. Completely different in a way that is simply unfathomable. We cannot even think about it because in this world, maybe it just doesn't exist. It's a world where 2 plus 2 could equal to 5. Or the concept of 2 doesn't even exist. We don't know. And it's the same if you're religious, right? Taking the Bible example again. God, He created everything in 7 days. Great. What was there before? It's implied that God existed infinitely. But really, is there... I don't think the infinite argument... I mean, it could be something that holds up, if I'm honest with myself. It's existed infinitely. Okay, fair enough. But it's not an explanation, really, because we can't understand, we can't fathom infinity. What created this infinity in the first place? Because there has to be something that created this infinity. Why does it just exist? Why does God just exist? There has to be something before. And, by the way, just going back to the Big Bang theory, I know I'm jumping around, but people say, okay, before the Big Bang, there was a bunch of varying energy levels. Then you have to ask, okay, who created these energy levels? Who created stuff before stuff? And I think the key to this is time. We can't fathom a world where time is skewed in such a way where perhaps the very concept, this is the conclusion of this video, by the way, because I think this is, like, the best solution I have so far. It's all about time. Maybe the question itself is stupid. What happened before the beginning? What if what happened before the beginning was concepts of time, such as beginning, did not exist? And therefore, because this doesn't exist, the question is not a valid question, and hence there could be something completely different for us where time was different or didn't exist in any way. That therefore means that such a world could be something that potentially appeared and potentially functioned. I know I'm sounding kind of weird here, but I think time is the key to it all. So, if you have any other arguments, because I'm really tripped up by this question, please comment below and tell me. Goodbye.